Hello and welcome to another Mockit tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll learn how we can assign a static IPv4 IPv6 address to our Mockit containers. So there are a couple of steps we need to go through to enable IPv6 for our containers. And the first thing you want to do here is go to your Docker desktop, go to settings, and from here find Docker engine, and this is basically your daemon.json file. Based on your operating system, you can find the file in your file system and edit it, or if you use Docker desktop, you can just find it from Docker desktop under Docker engine, and this is the content inside your daemon.json file. Keep in mind that there is also another configuration file called config.json, but this is not the one. If you want to learn about the parameters you can use in this file, you can click on this link and it will take you to a website like this. But we're going to keep this short. For IPv6, you need these two parameters. You need the CIDR parameter and the IPv6 parameter. Again, this is something that you can find from this web page. You don't really need IP6 tables unless you want to do firewalling based on IPv6, same as IP tables for v4. But as you can see, I set it to false. Keep in mind that if you add this, you have to apply and restart for the changes to take effect. Now everything is set. If you want to enable IPv6 globally, if you want to basically use the containers, use IPv6 in your Docker environment in a way that, for example, if you have a couple of containers, if you spin them up, you can SSH to the devices using your using the IP address of your Docker host or something like localhost ::, and you can SSH to the device using IPv6. But since you want to assign static IPv4 and IPv6 addresses, this is not enough. So I have to go to my files here, and from here I am going to open up this dev compose configuration file. You can find it under dev, the dev branch. I'm currently on my temporary branch, but you can find it in dev as well. And it's also possible when you're watching this video, it's also already merged into our main branch. But what you need here is, well, we can also assign IPv4 address static, IPv6 static. Well, if you don't assign these, then Docker is going to automatically assign a dynamic address to your instances. But since we want to do static, we have to provide a fixed value. And this is important. Even if you add these static addresses, but if you don't have this parameter, enable IPv6 true, again, the v6 addressing is enabled globally, but these addresses won't be assigned. These static addresses won't be assigned. So we have to say enable IPv6 true in order to make it work. So what I'm going to do here is, I think it's already running. It's not running, but if you want to run a specific compose file, you have to basically use the -f flag and specify the name of the compose file, and this should be up. So I can just copy the environment variable to fix this problem, and if this is running, which it is, I'm gonna SSH, or rather Docker exec into the container. I'm gonna go inside the container, so Docker exec, make it interactive, and this is the container. And from here, I just want to check whether the addresses are assigned. So I'm going to apt install IP route 2 to be able to use the IPA command in Linux. So IP route is installed, and I am able to issue the IPA command. And as you can see, the static IP that we wanted is assigned. Also, there is another IP that's assigned, And this is as a result of the enable IPv6 parameter. If we don't have that, we're not going to have any INET 6 address at all. If we enable that and want to assign a static IP address, the static IP address will exist alongside with the dynamic address that Docker would provide. Now let's test the SSH connection to the container. If I say SSH test colon for localhost IPv6, I should be able to log in. There we go. We are logged in. Keep in mind that the static IP is not reachable from outside and it belongs to the container itself. We have to reach it from our using our Docker host's IP address.